characters are very similar. So Sherlock Holmes is the principal character in both the book and the movies that we saw, um, because he's the principal character. He always solves the cases and all of that. And Watson is different just a little bit because in the movie he's more like active, but in the book he's very, very uh, like timid. So, but like the characters of the other characters that are in the movie are very different from the book because are different cases with different characters. So it is very, they are very different. Um, some of the characters that are in the movie, they are not in the book. The ones that are in the book, not all are in the movie. So it's very different in that aspect. So Watson and Sherlock are both in all the books and stories of the book and in the movie, and they are the two principal characters in each the book and the movie.
So there are very differences and similarities between the movies that we chose last week and the book that we and many stories that we read the last week. So like the first movie that we chose was called the Game of the Shadows. The differences between this movie and the book is that during the movie Sherlock Holmes is an aggressive person. He fight with many people during the film. In the books that I read, he didn't fight with anyone. He only used the ability of think and understand the cases. Another difference is that Sherlock Holmes in the film that we saw, he's crazier and he is very irresponsible with the things that he's working on. In the book he's calmer and he takes more seriously the case that he's working on. Also, Watson also fights in the movie, and in the book Watson is a calmer person. He's very educated with the other person. Watson is more intelligent and serious in the movie than the book. In the film, Watson is responsible of all the things that Holmes does in the cases and helps Holmes to understand the case. Holmes in the movie is a very action person. In the book, he is very calm and serious. And also, we got many similarities between the book and the movie. So the first similarity is that in the movie and in the book, Sherlock Holmes have the ability to analyze and to understand too much the things that is happening in the case. Also, Holmes in the film and in the book, he know everything that is going to happen. In both, he analyzed very well the situation that is happening in that moment. In the movie and in the film, Watson is very responsible man and he's always paying attention of the case that he's working on. And he also helped in many things to Holmes to analyze the case and solve it. In the film and in the movie, Watson and Holmes work together in each case. Both help each other to understand more what is happening on that situation. And finally, Holmes is a very intelligent person in the film and in the movie. He has the ability to understand each situation and each clues of the case that appear. We also chose another movie that was called Mr. Holmes. We got many differences and similarities between this movie and the book. So the first difference that we made was the story that the film is showing about Sherlock Holmes is very different than the stories that the book have. In the film, Sherlock Holmes is a very old man with 93 years old. In the stories of the book, Sherlock Holmes is more younger man, and in the book it didn't tell how many years have Holmes. Also, during the movie of Mr. Holmes, the character Mr. Watson don't appear in many situations, and also he was a very old man. And in the book, Watson always stayed with Holmes, and he go all the time to Holmes' cases. The third difference was that in the movie Sherlock Holmes have a very serious health problems because he is an old man. He have mental problems. He don't remind most of his thoughts that he lived in the book. And in the book, Sherlock Holmes didn't have a bad disease. In the film, Sherlock Holmes has a very small family, and he has a wife, and he loves her very much. On the book, Holmes is living with Watson, and it didn't mention that he have a family or a wife. In the film, Sherlock Holmes always take care of his son, and he is always with him. Holmes teach many things to his son. In his house and in the book, Holmes never mentioned that he have any son. And the similarities is that in the movie and in the book, Sherlock Holmes always need to work in something, to use the ability of the intelligence to solve any case. In the films, Holmes need to solve a very important case about his son, and in the book, in each story, Holmes always have something to do solving cases. In the film, Sherlock Holmes said that before Watson went out to the city, he helped in many things. In the book, always Watson stayed with Holmes in every case. In the film, Sherlock Holmes used always the ability of reasoning in each case, using to his intelligence. He is characterized by his intelligence. The same happened in the book. He solved any case using his intelligence. In the film and in the book, Sherlock Holmes is recognized by many people. He is known as a very interesting and important detective in the city, and many people in the book and in the movie search to Mr. Holmes to talk about each case. In the film and in the book, the period and the time is similar. Sherlock Holmes was created in the century 20, so the time is also very similar in the book and on the movie. Another movie that we chose was called Mr. Sherlock Holmes. It was made in the year of 2011. Yeah. The differences about the movie and the book was that the behavior of Sherlock Holmes in the movie is very different as the behavior in the book. In the movie, he is very imperactive, and in the book, he is calmer and he respects others. In the film, Sherlock Holmes don't respect the woman in the scene of the movie. The woman get angry of Holmes' temperament, and his actions offend that woman in the film. And in the book, Holmes always expects the people which he is talking about. The behavior of Mr. Watson in the film is very distinct to the behavior in the book. Also in the movie, Watson knows many people that needs the help of Holmes. Watson also is a very intelligent person and make many ideas that help Holmes to save the case. The time that the film got created was very different to the time and the period of the book. Watson in the movie knows many people, and that people needs the help of Holmes. Watson helps Holmes to make and to discover many clues and ideas in the movie. In the book, Watson only stays with him, but he never, in most of the cases, apport anything. And the similarities of the movie and in the book was that Sherlock Holmes always used the ability and his intelligence to know each case. In the book, he explained in detail in each case the important clues of the mystery case and in the movie in many events the intelligence of Holmes characterized him as a very serious man. In the film and in the movie, Watson and Holmes work together in each case. Both help each other to understand more what is happening on that situation. Holmes is a very intelligent person in the film and in the movie. He has the ability to understand each situation and each clue of the case. He helps many persons. He has the ability of reasoning and each situation. In the book and in the movie, he used to solve and to fight with the enemies. The period and the time of the movie and in the book are very similar. And in the last movie that we chose was a very old movie that was called The Kingdom. No, I'm sorry. The Banished Detective. That movie was created in the year of 1954. There are very differences between that movie and the book because the behavior of many characters are very different between the movie and the book. For example, Sherlock Holmes in the book is a very reasoning and intelligent person, and in the movie he's other character with another perspective. The cases are very differences, and like the situation and the acting of Watson, his friend, was also very different. And the similarities between both is that the time and the period is very similar. The century 20. The characteristic of Sherlock Holmes is also very similar. The intelligence, reasoning detective, and many people know Sherlock Holmes in both. And the mystery cases of both are very strange cases. Another movie that we chose last week was called The Kingdom of the Bones by Sherlock Holmes. So the difference between that movie and the book was that in the movie the behavior of all the characters is very different as the behavior in the book of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. The movie got filmed in the year of 2011 and many things changed. The behavior and the characteristics of the book was different. The time that the films got created was very different to the time that the period of the book is very different. Watson in the movie is a very important person that helps with many intelligent things to Sherlock Holmes. The cases are very different as the book. The type of the cases are very different in the movie than in the case. It's very strange and very interesting, and it is very different as the cases that appear on the book. The actions that Sherlock Holmes do in the movie and in the books are very different. He's irresponsible on the movie, and in the book he is more calm in all the situations. And in the similarities, it is very similar that the in both the Sherlock Holmes used the ability of the intelligence, and also he used his knowledge to find any clue. In this type, in the movie, in that case was finding one of the enemies, and in many stories on the book was very mysterious cases, killing people, many victims, and in both he used the intelligence to solve any case.
We prefer the books because the books allowed us to have more creativity and more imagination. To look how will be the personalities and physical appearance of Watson and Sherlock Holmes. Also, the books are more detailed in terms of setting and the environment that the characters are living. Also, the movies are putting on us the imagination of other person that think how will be the look of Sherlock Holmes and the environment that they were living. One thing that both the books and the movie have in common is that are a good teaching of how was the life in the Victorian age.